Moon
All
Knight.
right, let's talk Moon Knight. We'll save some of the football stuff for Sundays. But Moon Knight. Ooh, first episode came out today as of recording this.
So in comparison, like we just talked about Halo, Moon Knight, no one knows nothing. I mean, I know a little bit about the graphic novel. I was telling them, read like a couple of them, but I really don't know a lot of information about it. So they have to introduce the entire world to us, and they start with one guy, which is the guy that I really never even saw because I always saw the other guy, Mark.
Yeah,
So, introduced Steven, and they did a really good job even with that, though. I mean, I feel like you saw his job. We see what his problems are, what his deficiencies are. He's a little scared little guy. He's not very confident. He gets pushed around by everybody. No one knows his name. He's afraid of girls. And the first thing you see is that he's strapped to the bed.
Yeah.
Strapped to a bed, and then you put sand around to make sure that you don't see a footprint. And then he puts tape on the doors to make sure he didn't walk out the door.
So I was like, does he know then? He knows.
He has to be diagnosed. That's what my wife said. She was like, is he diagnosed then? Does he know what's going on?
Yeah.
He has to know because he's going to blacken out. And he ended up in new places. He said that. I black out and I find myself in all these different places. So I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, give me 1 second. My cat's not, I don't know if you can hear him or not. Yeah. He's been nonstop meowing for 5 minutes. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead. We got Martin. So I don't know how you guys have the time to watch all these epic shows and movies and keep up. You guys do great work. Keep up the great work, yeah. And we still keep up with the Bruce Arians and all that other stuff too. I don't know how we do that at all. Because we're not in college, Martin. That's why.
Yeah, I had no time.
There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, I was barely doing shows with Fredo like a couple times a month, when I was in my nursing program. So yeah, not being in school frees up a lot of time. A lot. So
I agree.
Yeah, but yeah, man, like that was the one thing I was thinking. I'm like, well, if he does all this stuff to himself, like he straps himself to the bed, sand, all that, he must know he has this problem. So I was like, but then I'm like thinking, like, so is this the first time he's talked to one of the other personalities or what? Because everything seemed new to him almost, even though he knows it's there.
Well, yeah, so he has the dissociative personality disorder. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't know that, I think, but he knows that he walks during the night. He goes and he'll go out and find himself in all type of places because he just goes out walking. So I think that's when he thinks that he can stop himself, because if he didn't have to stop himself, he would just easily untake the ankle brace, whatever, take that off, hop off the bed over there, and just go out the window. Because if it's just another person, I don't think he realizes a whole personality. I think he just thinks it's a disorder, sleeping disorder.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah, because there was the part where he's in bed for the first time and he's listening to an audio tape to how to stay awake. And hey, look at that! I like the stream. So I'm like, oh wait, he's trying to stay awake. I'm like, that's different. So
because he thinks he probably is a sleepwalker.
Yeah,
places and stuff like that, and then that's he doesn't realize how extreme his case is, and I think that's what we saw was all the extremity, how extreme how it goes. And as the personality doesn't just not just a person, has a different name, different type of job, all these powers and all
different accent.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, it was really cool. They show Ethan Hawke's character, drinking the glass and then breaks the glass and then puts him in his shoes, and I was like, what? Yeah. that's very different.
Well, like those people that
whip themselves kind of
themselves and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought first thing. I was like, "Oh, he's just trying to punish himself."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Either that or like he has to do that in order to feel something all day. Like I don't know. I feel it's gonna get explained. But it was just like a very good teaser, and it was also like that was the very first scene was the bad guy, or I think it's who that's the bad guy is. You usually don't get that in a lot of these Marvel movies. It's usually like good guy, and then the bad guy somehow comes from the good guy kind of thing. And
But you
this
just see
this
how
was
they
like yeah.
treated it, though. They treated it it's almost like seeing Jesus walk through, all these people, and they're part of the way, and they're just, like, in awe of him and everything. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
understand they're all followers, so that's probably why, but they were in awe of him, and then everyone wanted to be judged. I can't believe people were actually stepping up to be judged, and if you're
Yeah.
judged to not be a good person, your life is gone. Crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of that was really crazy. I was like, because then he like sucks the life
I
force or something. Like they turn to gray, like So I thought, I'm like, damn. So I mean, this is gonna be like intense with stuff like this. But I mean, even like I from what the early reviews said, they're like, this isn't a kid show. Like this is definitely made for an older audience, which I'm down. I was like, yeah, not everything needs to be, super kid friendly. You can go definitely the Daredevil route and like get a little dark with it.
Well, I mean, this is even more because apparently it's supposed to be going more into ancient Egyptian religions and what they believed in, and really going diving into it, and not just like glossing over it. Which
Hmm.
when Marvel's complaint about what they're going to do with Black Adam. It's not just a gloss over. This is not what X-Men did or any of that stuff. They're going to dive deep. The nine Egyptian gods are all going to be apparent in what's going on here, and they talk about this stuff from the beginning. And you see Egyptian god before you even see was it Mark?
Oh
Because
yeah.
all of Steven is talking to him in his head.
Hmm.
This is before you even realize who Steven is. I
Oh,
mean, who
Mark.
Mark is. I'm
Mark.
sorry, who Mark is.
Yeah.
So I mean that was pretty cool too. I mean, they're
Mm.
treading on some really crazy things. You know,
Yeah. I mean, you already have the Norse mythology, with Thor, Odin, Loki, all that stuff. Now they're going Egyptian. And in the comics, I mean, Hercules is a thing. So you definitely got like the Greek gods and stuff like that. So, like how far are they going to get into it? Like, you know, are they going to, I don't want to bring that up. Something I was going to like go, but that's a whole nother rabbit hole. And I'll tell you off air.
yeah,
But yeah, it was just, how deep are they going to get into it? And just by how much Steven knew, he's like, oh hey, the banner outside was missing some of the gods, blah blah blah, there should be 9, there's only 7. I'm like, he knows his stuff. Like
so it should be
he like
nine,
loves it.
and he eventually he's going to become sorry, more part of that museum. I think
Mm,
that's going to eventually happen, but it's going to take some other stuff going on in his life, and for them to start to respect each other. This is very much a Incredible Hulk type of story.
mm,
Respecting each side, understanding what they bring to the whole person. Can you do that?
yeah.
It's like if Incredible Hulk met Batman. That's what we got.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. And it's just how Oscar Isaac is just so damn good. Like holy crap! Like the one scene where he's going to meet the girl for the steak dinner,
Yeah.
and it's just a close up on his face, and I'm like, not everyone could do that. He's definitely one of those guys where like you see all this emotion, all this confusion, and just kind of like you see like he's like, am I going crazy? What's going on? Like it all in his face. And I'm like, damn, it was so good.
But it takes a strong actor to be able to play two very distinct characters in the same scene and not look goofy. A lot of
Yeah.
times this seems like it's like almost cartoonish. No, he did play both. You believe both.
Hmm.
You believe he's the scary little guy, and then you also believe he's this badass that's able to do all this stuff and kick everybody's ass. Which is crazy. I mean, even when he's driving through town and all the stuff he's able to do, you believe both of them. But I hope
Yeah.
they explain why he kept on coming back. What's going on that Steven is keeps on coming back, and why Mark's not able to able to stay. Which is like opposite of what I saw in my very limited view, obviously. That I thought that Mark was mostly the strong one that's always around, and then sometimes he became Steven. Seems the exact opposite.
In this one, yeah. I mean, at least from what we know. I mean, from Steven's point of view, it could be he's always around, and then Mark kind of, from Mark's point of view, that's Steven. Yeah, see, it's already getting a lot, but
yeah, exactly.
But I like it so far. It's good. I think it gives you a lot of the questions. Oh, did you catch the joke? Because they're avatars for the gods. And he's like, "Oh, you're an avatar." He's like, "Oh, I like that movie with the blue people."
Yeah, the blue people.
And then he's like, "Oh, the anime." I was like,
yes.
Yes, so good.
That's funny.
So that was
Avatar for Netflix, guys. It's coming.
I think this month, right? Or next month?
No, this is April. Yeah, so April. Yeah,
April. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Which I add another thing to the list. So, see, come on, guys, you need to make us get big and viral already. So this could be our job. Like, I want to be like Den of Nerds, where we every day
we'll do watch parties, and we'll just talk about these things and give you all the information. I'll study about all of it. We'd like to do this already. So can you imagine this being your job? That'd be amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, because then you just like research all day, like go on Twitter, see what everyone's saying, look at this, look at that, and like, oh man, I would love that. But that's the dream, like to get paid to watch TV and then talk about it with other people. But we'll see, maybe one day. But yeah, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of anything else that really popped out of my head. Oh, him switching back and forth.
Yeah.
Did that confuse you, or did you like it?
I liked it, and I understood. As I said, my only thing I was confused about was why. Why was Steven always coming back? If Mark's taking over and he's able to just pop and take over, then why is Steven coming back?
Oh, didn't he say at the end, he goes, "Don't fight me," or something like that? So I wonder if it's like the two personalities in the one body fighting for control, where eventually, I know this is definitely gonna date myself with this. I don't know if you ever watched the Yu-Gi-Oh cartoon back in the day. Where it's an Egyptian pharaoh god, not a god, but like Egyptian kind of ruler inside of the kid, and they share the same body, and and they like learn how to live together. So and I wonder if that's what they're gonna do. It's like
just like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Professor Hulk. Like is that type of thing. So
but I think they don't like each other, like Hulk and Banner.
They learned how to respect each other, but then it's gonna break. It's gonna
I know it's like way off topic, but the new comic book where he's like a ship, where the Hulk is like a ship.
Yeah.
I don't know if you read that one or not. Holy shit, that is crazy good. It is
really is good.
It is.
I thought that was gonna be
bonkers.
Too much. I was like, all right, that doesn't make sense. He's a ship.
But it makes sense where like it's the body of the Hulk, but inside the brain is like the cockpit, and that's where Bruce Banner is running it. But the engine room is the essence of the Hulk, and whenever he needs more power, he cranks up the stress level on the Hulk. And so there's like one part where he needs the body to be stronger, like so he cranks up the throttle, which makes the Hulk in like the Hulk personality inside. He's fighting like a giant Wolverine, and it's pissing Hulk off even more. So like it's so cool. So whenever he needs more power, he just makes the Hulk in this little room, in the mind, more angry, and by throwing more shit at him. But in this last one, the last one I read, Hulk knows it, and he's like, out. Well, I think he I don't know how long he's known it, but it's Hulk, so he like has to fight, like he cannot not fight. So after he killed a giant like 50-foot Wolverine. Like it was epic. Like he ripped off his claw and like threw it through the air and like killed the giant Wolverine. It was fucking cool as shit. Yeah. And like he like looked up, he goes, Banner, like he knows what Banner's doing.
Oh,
He knows he's like pissing him off on purpose. But dude, it's weird because you have the Hulk body, but then Banner and the Hulk are inside the body, and one's the pilot and one's the engine. It's so weird and it makes sense, and it's such a great story. It sounds like the stupidest thing in the world when I first heard it.
I think but we're about to get off this thing right now, and I'm going to order the right?
Yeah, it's good. Also, Variant Comics. They do a lot of it, and they're the ones that got me into it.
I know Variant Comics.
They got me into it. So, but I know that's way off point of Moon Knight, but I guess MCU or Marvel. Oh, we got Derpy. Crap, I missed the Halo review. Oh man, sorry. I think you can go back and watch it if you want.
Yeah. And we'll
just scroll back. Yeah, we'll upload a video of just the Halo, probably the next day or two.
Yeah, and then you make sure you hit us up with all your comments and let us know, because I will answer them right away.
Yeah. We get back to the comments, which is a good thing. So sorry about that, man. Derpy, I know Derpy was waiting to hear us about that. Yeah, man. So let's finish up Moon Knight. Anything else?
Well, so where do you think is going to go with this? I mean, so we finally see the entire costume. We finally see, all of Mark and his glory. Are they going to explain now what he is? Who he's the vessel for? The acceptance. How far is this going to go? Or is Mark going to take over almost most of this stuff, and Steven's basically take a back seat? Because basically when Mark takes over, I mean, he gets dates, he gets everyone likes him and all this stuff, and and then when Steven takes over, it's just like, yeah, what's up, Scotty? Whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no one knows his name. I think that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get probably the next episode. You're gonna get a nice little chunk of it where Steven and Mark are gonna talk like through a mirror or some shit, because they already kind of did that already in this episode. And I think that's when he's gonna explain to him like what's going on, the scarab and stuff like that, because even the voice of the god was like, he's like, oh, the dum-dum's in charge now, so it was like, oh, so he already knows what's going on between Steven and Mark. So Moon Knight's powers is definitely mooning people.
Kinda.
Yeah, that'd be funny if I'm sure in the comic. I wonder in the comic books
Crescent
if he's
moon.
done it.
He's gonna crescent moon. That's
yeah. But yeah, I can see, and also like they need to do it for the audience. It's like they jumped right into the story, so you need to give some kind of backstory of what's going on and stuff. With why he has the scarab and why he is like doing it.
Whatever.
Yeah. Okay. He has the chaos in him.
Exactly. He's like, oh my, you're full of chaos. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't be judged. Here's my question then. Who did a better job? Moon Knight or Halo? Of a first episode.
First episode. Wow, man. I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna like Halo as much as I did. But oh man. I probably gotta say Moon Knight. I'm more intrigued with what could happen with Moon Knight.
I think I have more information about Halo than I have about Moon Knight. So I enjoyed Moon Knight more, because no matter what Halo did, I was going to be, always be, comparing the two. I was like, I already know this is not exactly what I was expecting. But I'm not upset with what Halo did for that first episode. And I think Moon Knight could have even done more. But, sometimes when you only have 6 episodes, you don't want to do too much.
Yeah. And also Halo is kind of its own thing, where Moon Knight is only one thing in this giant picture of stuff. Like he's just a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
And then Derpy said, "Y'all staying up for episode 2?" Probably not. I'll probably watch it over the weekend.
I'm probably gonna
Something
watch
like that.
more before work.
Yeah, Halo. So you like Halo? Yeah. Just right off the bat. I
Yeah.
think we both liked it.
I like
Yeah.
Halo. I think
Yeah.
once again, I have previous knowledge of it, and I'm not too excited about some of the stuff they did. But overall, I really do like it as its own entity. If as long as I could separate the two, as I said, this is like when you have something based on a true events. This is
Mhm.
based on a true video game, based on it. Not necessarily it's the exact same story that they gave, because
Yeah.
actually the Halo story is pretty complicated. So that's just that's probably smart for them to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Um, yeah, I mean, this is just, do you find it annoying that it's not on TV and it's on a streaming? It's on Paramount Plus.
If I was if I had cable, I'll be upset. But since I stream everything anyway, it don't matter. Don't bother me none.
Yeah.
I got Hulu. Hulu has live sports.
Again, promo here, man.
For
We
free.
get sponsored. Yeah. And then Moon Knight, I don't know if it's movie quality until the end. I can't say like I wish that was a movie. Like Loki, I kind of wish it was a movie, but then I kind of don't because you
Want
can
more
get more. Yeah. So so Moon Knight so far off to also a great start. So
Yeah.
I'm super excited about both of these shows, but Moon Knight, I think Oscar Isaac is definitely gonna bring something special to this. When you get an actor like that, like Pedro Pascal in The Mandalorian, and now you get Oscar Isaac, you're getting like really great actors. Pedro Pascal was kind of not fully known yet. Like he did really cool stuff. But I mean, Mandalorian kind of put him over the top. Where Oscar Isaac is,
Oscar Isaac. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I mean, Poe Dameron. I mean, all the other I can't think of any right now. I'm having a brain fart. But because I remember seeing him in a bunch of stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, he was in this, he was in that, he was in that. But somebody of his caliber being part of the MCU, I'm excited. Yeah.
And I think what's going to happen is that we are going to say that it should have been a movie, but just because of the quality of characters, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, Dune. How can I forget?
Yeah, exactly.
He was in Dune. Yeah. So cool. Yeah, man. So we're gonna talk about both shows for the upcoming weeks. So I don't know how many episodes does Halo have.
I'm guessing it's going to be 10. It's
Probably. It was a lot longer. So Moon Knight was about almost 50 minutes, I want to say 40 something, and Halo was damn near an hour.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
So that kind of threw me off. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I did not see that coming.
All right, so there will be 9 episodes of the first season. It was originally 10, but it went down to 9.
Okay, I'm cool with that. But oh yeah, Oscar Isaac was also Apocalypse.
Apocalypse is X Machina. I mean, he's in a lot of